adorable vintage recipe box. Or this says Christmas card list. So hey guys, so this haul is going to be reviewing what I purchased. It was like a week ago, I think, and it was for $4.10, I believe. Go off the back here. Yes, let's see. $4.10 is what I spent. This is the total for here. And let's get started. Well, I guess first off, I got some stickers. Christmas stickers, 2 giant sheets. And they are vintage Christmas. I figure if they're not sticky still, people can just glue them or tape them on. If they're crafters, they still will want them. I would assume that most people know if they're going to buy vintage stickers, there's a possibility that they're not going to stick still. I just thought they were really fun for like a scrapbooker or something like that. Let's see. Let's start with this little baggie. So I spent $4.10. So let's remember that. So let's see. So I'm doing the lot for like sewing. And so I found these embroidery machine ones and hook eye closures. So a couple of those. They're real cheap and they do sell for me when I do sewing lots, vintage sewing lots. So I found these signs, specially handmade by great grandmother, and there's a few of them in there. And then I found more of the hook and eye closure vintage packs and sand dollar. I do collect, not collect, but I save up for the lot for seashells and stuff, so that'll go in one of those lots. So I found this little vintage rocking horse puzzle ornament, and I have sold these in the past, so I grabbed that. This cute little ornament, I think it's an ornament, the crocheted cow. Isn't that cute? I thought he was adorable. Crocheted stuff does really well for me. And then this is another one of those vintage solar things that I told you guys last time I sell those. They do pretty well. So he's pretty cute. And then I thought this was fun. It's pretty discolored. It's not in the greatest shape, but vintage Christmas is just my jam. So anything vintage Christmas, if it's still salvageable, I take it. Especially when it's light, so that means it's going to be cheap. I paid $1.29 a pound, spent $4.10. And then this horse, I believe, $19.99 Breyer. It's a Breyer horse. It is smaller, but he's in good condition. And I've never sold a Breyer horse, but I keep seeing them at antique malls, and I've heard that they are pretty desirable. And so he's in great condition. I did find a bigger one, but I think his tail was broke off, so I passed on that one. But he's in good condition. I don't know how the smaller ones do. I just see the big ones in the antique malls, so I don't know. Maybe the smaller ones do better. They just aren't around. I found these little guys, vintage Christmas, and I'm not really sure what they are because they have these wires coming out of their bottom. So I'm not sure because they also have a hook. So maybe they're made to like, you could hang them as an ornament or you could choose to like wrap it around in a wreath. I'm not sure what they are. I'll have to look into that. Once again, not sure what this is, but it's a pretty little rose and I thought it could be used for some crafter. Put in a craft jewelry jar or something like that. This is I think it's a turtle. It's a little box. It's got a heart on the other side, but it just slides open and you could put your little jewels in there or something. So I thought that was cute. Little carved wooden box. Okay, so this is super cool. I've heard that ring boxes are a thing to collect. So I saw this and I snatched it up right away. It looks really awesome. So ring box. It's a little dirty. I think if I just brushed it up a little bit, it looks, I mean, that just is, I've never seen a ring box like that. It definitely looks like it has some age. So that was a pretty cool find. I like doilies. So this one is the first one I've ever seen that has bells. I really like it. I might keep that. It's fun. So Rubber Ducky. It's Ariel from The Little Mermaid. I couldn't think of it. I was never into The Little Mermaid growing up. I always liked the Dalmatians or the lions, that kind of stuff. So this little Barbie outfit is super cute. I don't know if it's vintage or not. It's got some wear, so probably, yeah, some of the polka dots are missing. They've wore off, but I just thought that was cute. When you're paying by the pound, that kind of stuff you can, I do sell Barbie stuff does well for me. So I got a lot of vintage sewing stuff for my lots that I'm going to put together just because it's cheap to pick these up. They're really light. I think people like just the look of the old packaging. I think that's why it does so well for me. And then into some bells. And then some snap fasteners. I know a lot of the Barbie clothes that I find, if it has the snaps, they do better because I think they're older. And so I always look for those in the Barbie clothes. So I thought that was kind of cool to find that. And then this one's pretty rough looking, but I figure if somebody's actually using them, they'll take whatever they can get. And then Garfield Old Maid. I know I've sold Garfield stuff in the past. People that collect Garfield will probably love this. So I'll have to open it up and see if it has all the cards. So that'll be something I need to check up on. So I found some packs of buttons, still packaged. So I thought those were fun. And then these buttons. Do a lot of those. I thought this was funny. This little keychain. Silly Goose Club. And I think I'm going to do a lot of keychains that I find after I get enough of them. I thought this was super fun. It's Lucky Charms. And it says General Mills 2000, made in China. So it's 2000, but that's vintage. That's vintage. It's 2025. 25 years old is vintage, but you push it down. Oh, yeah. I guess you got to do it harder. But the little dice pops are moves. And it says on the top, if you read it, that one says always. And then doubtful and maybe. Yeah. Kind of like those 8 balls when you shake them and then it says something different. It's kind of like that. So, yeah. I thought that was fun. This is still in the package. Coats and Clark skirt placket zipper. I thought that was fun. Together We Stand. So this looks vintage. Happy Products. I can't read it all. But it looks kind of 70s, or is that 80s? It looks vintage to me. So it's a little clip-on pin button. And then here's a lion one, little pin. And then here is a keychain. Craftsman, the greatest name in tools. Sears. I know a lot of the Sears have gone out of business. So it says Made in USA. Oh, 4-way pocket screw driver. 4-way. Oh, so these are 4 different sizes. Well, that's cool. So that's a good keychain. Kind of dirty. Needs cleaned up. And then this is a bracelet. Oh, that's really pretty. Yeah. Nice little clasp. S. I think that says S or 8. But how well you can see that. It's pretty. So a little clip. Let go and let God. And then, oh, it's Snoopy. And a duck. 1958. United Features Syndicate. Hong Kong. So it's a Snoopy. Like a diaper clip or something. So it's got like a little safety. Yeah. So that's cute. Something for Snoopy collectors. This looks like it's just a chain. I don't think it's anything special. So I got a lot of buttons here. I'll just show you some of the cool ones. So there's that one. And that one. Brown one. So that's that. So I'm gonna clean this mess up. I got a lot of stuff in that little bag. So first off, oh, he's adorable. So this little Dream Pets, San Francisco, California, produced a product of Japan, but he's super cute. He's not in bad condition. It's not in the best, but at his age, he's not doing too bad. So this adorable little ornament just needs its little string. It's a little baby carriage. And then this bag is filled with these little angels. I think this one's missing an arm. Or maybe not. Maybe that's just how they are. These little Christmas ornaments. So I thought those were cute. There's a whole bag of them. And then I found this sweet little nativity set. I liked it. Thought that was cool. And then this little angel. It doesn't have any markings on it. She's sweet. And then this is a Kate Spade, like an iPod case. So, yeah. So, but yeah, there's a whole baggie of those. And then so dogs have Christmas too, these tiny little stockings. They're really cute. I got 2 of them. So yeah, so those are adorable. And then a yellow Power Ranger. I know some people say Power Rangers are hot right now. 2013. So not quite vintage, but I think somebody will like her. Little action figure. And then Pickup Sticks. I always loved this game when I was a kid, and it's made in Hong Kong, and it's from 2005. So this is vintage now. 20 years old. I think they're all in there in a tin. Just, I thought it was cool. I loved that game when I was a kid, so I grabbed it. And then grab it. So Hallmark, 1980, made in USA. Happy Day, Live It Up. And it's a little envelope sheets set. I thought that was kind of cute. And there's quite a few pages left. Envelopes. So that's adorable. I like to pick up Hallmark stuff. I like Hallmark. I found all these little houses and churches. They're not in the best condition, but I can't remember what they're called, but I know I've seen them on Crazy Lamp Lady and also Shed Flips. Like I said, they're not in the best condition, but I got a lot of them. Quite a few of them. I like this pink one. Kind of reminds me of like the Lorax. Oh, this one. And then this one's not too bad. And I like the blue one, pink roof. Sweet little white one. I don't know how well these will do, seeing as how they're not in the best condition. I say that because like the windows are kind of cut. They're supposed to have that stained glass look. I found a couple of more of cars, Disney cars. So that'll go in a lot, and they sell pretty well for me. I found these old pickup, and then so they say Tootsie Toys 1970. They do have a paint on them, so somebody got paint all over, and I just kind of was scraping it off and it comes off. So I'll try to scrape some off, and then okay, so this one says Matchbox. So these are Matchbox, and these are Tootsie Toys, and these are 1970, and this says made in England. That's right, Matchbox is made in England. And Hot Wheels is what's made in America. So this 1984. So 1970s, 1984. So those are cool. Those are cool, and I think the paint will come off if I scrub it off. And then my husband works at a car dealership, and he can get me this liquid that like just takes everything off easily. So I should be able to get that off, no problem. And then I found this adorable vintage recipe box, or this says Christmas card list. So I just love that. The graphics on it. So this says Stylecraft, distributed by the Beck Hard line. Doesn't have a date or anything. And then I found this cute little vintage ornament. And another one. A lot of stuff for $4.10. Stacking bells. And then a little baby carriage. That's cute. Oh. So this was like a week ago that I got this stuff. So some of it I forgot that I even found. So it's kind of a surprise for me too. But this is adorable. Look at that. There's a little rocking chair. That's cute. Some of this stuff I'm surprised that it survives the bins. It gets thrown around and they're pretty hard. So fit some of this stuff back in here. Made in Hong Kong. Plates and cups. Or they're a tea set. So there's the little cups. I don't know if it's just I don't think it's a tea set, but I think it's plate and cup. Made in Hong Kong. Really cute. Fits play set. So this is 2017. It's not vintage or anything special, but it's Cabbage Patch Kids. I thought she was adorable. So kids toy lot for little girl. And then these, I have like 4 of them. Oh wait, yeah, so. Maybe he doesn't work. Oh, there we go. And then, oh gosh, here is a tiny, oh, he's broken. Beast from the Beauty and the Beast. But he's broken. That's too bad. His little arm's ripped off. Okay, and then My Little Pony. 2010. Not vintage. But it'll go in a toy lot. And a tiny little Cars. And it's not plastic, it's like rubber. This cute little pickup. Made in France. And Mojere is the brand. I don't know. Made in France. I've never heard of that. I thought he was cool. I like old toy cars. He looks sweet to me. I don't know. I'm a sucker for animals. Blue eyes. I liked him. I'll put him in a toy lot. And then Tamagotchi. What is it? Like those mini brand toys. And then these are amazing. I'm not sure what they are. Look like the little 7 dwarfs. They're so cute. And they're not broken. They have like a little hole in the top, so they're... I'll have to look into what these are for. It says Hong Kong. Yeah, just says Hong Kong on the bottom of them. He's super cute. Aww, these are adorable. Okay, so that is everything. All of this for $4.10. I think my favorites are these cute little guys. And then the ring box. I love the ring box. And then I really like this card box. I just like the graphics. But I don't know. I like all of it. We did really good here. $4.10. All this stuff. Gonna clean up the cars. And do some lots. And then get some of this stuff listed. And hope you guys enjoyed this haul. Thank you.